Holy shit, this game's bad. The Batman Arkham games are some of the best beat-em-ups to date, and some of the best Batman media available. These are games that redefine the superhero game genre, and each are unique and fun in their own way. Arkham Asylum had the best setting for the game, sneaking around the asylum, stuck in there with all the Batman villains. Arkham City had the best story and character performances, and some really fun inventive gameplay mechanics, like remember when you gotta fight Mr. Freeze and you can't attack him the same way twice? That was cool. Arkham Origins had some of the more memorable boss fights and detective moments. Rocksteady didn't do this one, but I do like it, and it is canon. And Arkham Knight, which took everything that worked about the previous games and jam-packed it into a very well-rounded, enjoyable experience, still rivaling games coming out years later. Rocksteady had successfully solidified themselves as the Batman video game company, an urban chaos riot response. With Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, Rocksteady has not only destroyed my trust in them as both a video game company and as holders of the DC IP, but I've also reminded everyone why paid live service games don't work. Now, I did talk about the Avengers game a while back, and I said this. Hear me out. You ready? This game, but DC. Justice League game, boom, $1 million, give me my check. And I would just like to formally apologize to everyone. I had no clue this is what they would make. I will say they did one thing slightly better than Avengers, and this is the ability to switch between characters on a dime, as this was one of my main complaints for the Avengers game. Now, keep in mind, I liked the Avengers game, but mainly for the fact that I got to play it for $5. The Suicide Squad game is $100, and all these content creators and streamers that played the game early bought the deluxe edition for $130. What the fuck are these prices? The game isn't even finished, and this game is anti-fun. None of the characters play differently outside of their visuals and traversal, and the traversal is awful. Harley's is slow and stiff, King Shark's is annoying to control, Boomerang's is also slow and annoying. Deadshot's jetpack is the only slightly passable traversal in the whole game. At least in the Avengers game, most of the characters actually played pretty differently. Here, every character plays the exact same, shooting. They each have some abilities, I guess, but most of your time in this game is spent just shooting. The missions in this game, oh my god, the missions. Put people in Pokeballs and bring them to the car again, and again, and again, and again, and again. I just got finished replaying Arkham Knight in preparation for this video, and while there is also quite a bit of repetitiveness to the missions in that game too, the combat is much more refined, flashy, and entertaining to keep you engaged. Here, that ain't the case. The stingy combat does not make up for these missions. These missions are recycled repetitive drivel mixed in with restrictions to limit the already very limiting combat. Annoying, drawn-out moments of waiting for enemies to attack to counter them, or having to rely on RNG to get crits off against fuckler enemies that continuously run away from the player and put debuffs on you that make it so you can't use any traversal. The loot and upgrade system is overcomplicated and confusing, with so many different numbers and small meaningless stat changes that I didn't even bother with it. The open world is full of more recycled side missions for you to do over and over again. Even the fucking Riddler trophies are back, but remember in Arkham Knight where at least some of the 243 Riddler trophies had unique puzzles associated with them? It was too many trophies, sure, but more effort seems to have gone into those trophy puzzles than into the main missions for this game. This might be the slowest car I've ever seen in a video game. We're almost there. Any second now. Oh my god. Alright, alright. Nearly there, nearly there. Jesus fucking Christ. How the fuck did you just crash? You're going 2 miles an hour! Dumbing down the amount of trophies was certainly a good idea, but these things are just sitting in the world and you just have to come across them on your own. And you got these actual riddles you gotta solve, but even if you know the answer, there is no possible way for you to know where to find it on the map. How is anybody supposed to find these random X's under this random-ass bridge? I don't understand that after 4 games, how they still haven't figured out the Riddler. I've been seeing a lot of people comparing this game to Arkham Knight, and it is pretty crazy looking at these differences from 2 games made by the same studio nearly a decade apart. Anyone who complained about the Batmobile in Arkham Knight, oh man, you'll be missing that Batmobile when you use the car in this game, let me tell ya. The boss fights. The boss boss fights! These fights do not differentiate themselves again outside of visuals. It's still just shoot this guy over and over again. Remember that cool Mr. Freeze fight from Arkham City where you can hit him from the floor grate, sneak up behind him, drop on top of him, hit him with the explosive gel, or get him with the old electric boogaloo? Well, here's the Batman fight in Suicide Squad. Okay, I killed him. The final fight against Brainiac is a recycled Flash fight. Bro, come on. We can hope that maybe they redeem this game with the future seasons they plan on dealing out, but for where this game stands right now on release, $100 for this feels like a straight up fucking crime, and I am very disappointed with this release.
Among Us.